Welcome back to halftime here at Plymouth Regional High School, and I'm joined now by Ryan Carr, the new wrestling coach at Plymouth State, also your alma mater, but also so generous to donate the lights here tonight. And first, thank you for that. And what does it mean for you giving back to this community?
Well, I mean, Dan, that this community gave so much to me. You know, I went to my undergrad here and graduated in 2000, and in 2020 got the opportunity to come back to get out of remote learning in Southern New Hampshire COVID. And here with me is my 10-year-old Chloe and another child that's at home. And we got up here and thinking we'd just spend the year in-person learning, and a couple months in, they decided, Dad, we want to stay. So here we are, and so it's been everything's kind of come full circle here. This community's meant so much to me, like I said. So when the opportunity came to sponsor this game, it was a natural fit. We're happy to do it. So.
And looking at things, I know you're very close with Todd Austin, the athletic director here, and tell me what it was like reconnecting with him and kind of getting this game going.
Well, so the funny thing I always joke with Todd about is I said, geez, when I was 100 miles away, I felt like I saw you more often. Of course, he's a big shot now, and he's an athletic director, so he's got he's wearing a lot of hats. But we joke about our days back here in Plymouth, and watching us both kind of grow up and kind of get middle-aged here and be back in this community is great. And Todd's been a best friend of mine forever. He's always kind of been on my shoulder, almost like a little in-person guardian angel here. So and he knows how to prompt me to get things to do things and get things done. I mean, he was one who told me about in-person learning here, which is why we ended up here with the kids. And lo and behold, when the head coach job opened up at the college, he was on that hiring committee, and so he's kind of nudged me along, and he's always kind of he's my workout partner in college and best bud, and he's always kind of pushed me. So we've got a good relationship. It's fun to be back with him. It's fun to raise my kids in this community.
Exactly, and I believe Chloe going to the elementary school?
Chloe's at the elementary school,
awesome.
And our oldest DJ is a freshman at the high school.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so it's great. It's great to be back, and this is such a cool thing to watch.
Now, looking at the university side of things, again, we saw on social media that you are determined to get the program back to where it was during your playing days, get back to that elite level. How is that going to be accomplished for you this year, or is it going to be a multi-year progress?
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be unrealistic to say it's going to happen in a year, although we just finished our first week of practice, and I'm really impressed with the work ethic the guys have. They came into the season in shape, which is half the battle. We don't have to spend all that time getting them in shape, and we've made a couple progressive steps this week that I think got us ahead of the game in terms of technique and conditioning wise there. But we set this as a long-term goal. I think we're going to be in the Plymouth area for at least until Chloe graduates high school. So at a minimum, this is 8 years. I'd be foolish to think that we're going to turn this around in year one. But we're here for the long haul. We've got some big goals to fill. The program just used to be so good, and it's just kind of fallen off. I think it's just been a little bit of consistency. Consistency when the coaches are changing every few years, and the different type of kids these days. And I think just kind of stepping back, taking a look at is really what I'm trying to do right now and evaluate. But we've got a great core of guys that are on the team, and we talk a lot about big picture stuff, not just the wrestling, but what happens after wrestling, what happens in the classroom, what happens in with your families and things like that. So we definitely have a big picture focus for this program, and we're looking forward to getting back there.
So how are you guys going to be able to connect with the community a little bit more? I know there's not been too many home meets in the last few years, obviously COVID and whatnot, but you guys are stationed up in Allwell North at the Bank of New Hampshire Fieldhouse. You guys have, one or two home?
We have two home, yeah, we have 2 home matches this year, and we kind of inherited the schedule. I mean, I will have a little bit more say in it next year as we go to make that schedule. As far as home meets are concerned, there's so much happening at the college that I understand that the logistics behind it aren't easy. Of course, we do, we want to have home matches here. We want the campus to get excited about what we're going to be doing. Todd and I have actually also talked about combining some of our home matches. Interestingly enough, the high school and college teams are always competing on the same day.
Always that Wednesday, Saturday.
Well, always a Wednesday, Saturday. So I said to Todd, I said, why wouldn't, given how Plymouth Regional runs their wrestling meet with their lights and their music and the hype and all that, I said, why wouldn't we run the high school match and the college match right after in the same gymnasium and build that support back that way? That would allow us to get some more home matches here pretty easily. So that's kind of on the radar for next year. But yeah, we definitely want to get another invitational. We used to always host an open invitational here, which brought a lot of good talent. So we're going to be looking to do that. But as I've explained to our team, I said, we're not really in a position to ask for a bunch of favors. We don't have much political capital yet. And the first meeting that we had this year, I had the guys Google that on their phone to understand what that meant. And I said, file that under things you don't have right now, guys. And we've got to build this program back and get a reputation and be good students and gentlemen out there on campus. And then we'll start to get home matches and things like that. And that's where we're going to be. We're just going to keep working towards it.
Yeah, and someone who used to work at the university calling the games and the matches for the broadcast, and seeing you come back in the fold is super excited. I know a lot of community members are as well. But definitely thank you again for your contributions from your company. We're so glad. And thank you for joining us here on the broadcast.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. All right.
That's going to do it for us right now. We'll be back in a couple minutes for second half kickoff. You're watching Bobcat Football on Pemmy Baker TV.